2. Oh, shit. What's goody? I seen this Breakfast Club interview yesterday. It was with this lady named Mashonda and this dude named My Son, some shit like that. My Son or some shit like that. And they was really saying some interesting shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had a story where, damn, bro. You know, you could have turned way before that, bro. But anyway, she had a story about American Airlines and how, you know what I'm saying, racism's such a big, you know what I mean, like, it's like a big issue that's swept underneath the rug in this country. Like, people in positions of power, like pilots, people that control where you go, you know what I'm saying, and police officers and things of that nature, judges, it's like they took off the Klan uniform and put those uniforms on or whatever, right? And, you know, to a certain extent, or no, I mean, for real, like 95% of that I agree with. And, you know what I'm saying? She was raising attention to the situation that happened with the young lady in Waffle House, like, and you know what I mean, it's like she broke down her perspective on it in detail, and I was agreeing with a lot of the shit she was saying. But also I feel like I agree with a lot of the shit she was saying, but also I think that, you know what I mean, we need to, you know what I'm saying, people as like black and brown people, or, you know what I mean, we just need to educate ourselves a little bit more on what the law really is, what the Constitution really is, and who it's for, and what definitions are, like, according to paper, like, know how to play their game as far as people who run shit in this country. She made a really great point that stuck out to me, and that shit, you know, I had to nail it, you know what I mean, and write it down. So she said, your government is not going to do anything for you. They're showing you that. They're showing you that they don't really care about, you know what I mean, what you have to say as a black or brown person. You know what I'm saying? And this affects even some middle to lower class white people as well, so-called white people. And this is when I say so-called, like, you have to know the definitions of what you're calling yourself. And you have to understand what a police officer really is, what a judge actually is. And you have to know who you are. So, you know what I mean? Not trying to be all on some woke type shit, but it's just real shit. Like, my nigga, this is just what it is. Like, when you look up the word black in the Black's Law Dictionary, it'll say bleach, pale, I mean, things of that nature. And if you look at your skin, if you're anything like my color, you are not quote unquote black. So you have to just know how to play the game and make the constitutional rights work in your favor, and know who you are and where you at. You have to know who you are, and you got to know where you at. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You got to know who came before you for real, for real. Look up who Noble Drew Ali was. Noble Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali. Look who that is. Look up who that is. And you know what I'm saying? Know who your ancestors were. And understand that the United States government is just a business. It's another corporate business on American soil. The U.S. is not the land. It's only buildings on the land. All right? And she also made another great point, saying how they're not gonna respect you as an African descent person or an original American on this corporate entity. Like, basically, those corporate places have so much money that it just looks like they're running it from a money standpoint, a monetary standpoint. But in actuality, it's just a business. So and sometimes you gotta do commerce with these people. You have to do commerce with people that don't necessarily look like you, because of the social engineering that has been implanted in the minds of people that look like you. And that's cool and dandy, but like at the same time, have an underlying unity about yourself, like a pride about yourself. Because she also said the first lady who started the problem with her at the airline was a dark-skinned lady, a lady that looked like her. And she was like, yo, even though you was acting like a bitch or doing some bitch shit, I'm not really into people that look like me losing their jobs. So hopefully you got a lesson from that experience. And that shit was powerful. It just shows how much, you know what I'm saying, women are just like, or you know what I mean, how much of a resilient woman she was. I can't even speak on all women with that situation. But just have the ability to have discernment, right? And to know who you are and where you are. And having the discipline to spend a certain kind of way. The discipline to know, well, if you are doing commerce with somebody who doesn't look like you, make it for the greater good and educate people that look like you. And for people that want to know it. Just even enough to get you and your family out of out of that mental conditioning. Like, the lady was sexually assaulted at Waffle House. If everybody that looked like you stopped buying shit at Waffle House, I think, you know what I'm saying, this shit would take a great hit. So, I mean, really what I'm trying to get at is, man, just educate yourself on who you are. And also, it's a lot of paperwork, like saying that you're a Moor, or, you know what I mean, having that constitutional backing is great to know your paperwork. But a lot of officers, you know what I'm saying, in a real life, everyday situation, a lot of officers, even if you do have your shit, they think that you're just a dumb nigga who doesn't know shit, just to be flat out honest with you. So even if that situation did occur, and you might be dressed up in the proper attire or whatever to show that you're a child of the Most High on this natural land, etc., etc. Like, when you look up the knowledge, you'll know. But even if you do have all of that shit right, and you have your paperwork on you, the police officer is probably just gonna assume and try to attack with force anyway. So my suggestion would be, one, travel in packs. You know what I'm saying? Travel together. Don't be by yourself all the time. Especially if you know what I'm saying, you don't have no type of street smarts about you. That's one. Two, man, have a firearm, yo. Protect yourself out here. You have the right to bear arms. The Constitution is for you when you know who you are, for real. Hold up, lady. Hold up. Said hold up, bro. Also, yeah, travel in packs, protect yourself, have a firearm on you. Yeah, have that on you and shit at all times. Know what you're talking about in case you do have to defend yourself in court. Because, you know what I mean, having the right to protect yourself means self-defense, right? So if somebody's coming at you, like a police officer say, and you end up doing something to that person because you know your rights, you have to stand up in court and know what you're talking about. So Studying is another. Now you good, fam, you good. Studying is another thing. But you know, the paperwork and all of that's good, but like I think also if you were like, you know, a good-hearted person, like you have to know also where your heart is, because certain shit you won't even attract to you just off the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you have ancestors and entities looking out for you that you can't even see. And I mean, I don't give a fuck how crazy it sounds to you. Like, I'm a living testament of this, so I really don't give a fuck what anybody has to say about it or thinks. Hold up. But yeah, you have shit protecting you can't even see, so if your heart is in the right place, or any of that, if your heart and soul is in the right place, you know what you're here to do, you live in a good life, you're conscious of the things that you're doing and the decisions you're making, you know what I'm saying, and what you're eating, and that you're not harming any other life forms and things of that nature. If that's just naturally who you are, you probably don't even have to worry about that shit coming to you because you're not putting that out. And I'm not saying hate white people, right? I'm just saying if your soul is ugly, it's ugly, and know how to deal with them type of people and what certain people are by definition. I know it's probably a lot to fathom right now to understand, but it's all real live truth. So yeah, man, just look into some shit and try to make changes for the better in your life for real. Because, you know, shit ain't a game out here. You could be doing everything right and just say that a police officer does take your life, like, right? Would you wanna come back as, I don't even want to get into reincarnation, but how would you want God to view you when it's all said and done anyway? Alright, I'm gonna skate by her real quick. Yeah, that was perfect. So, yeah, man, if this message resonates with you, it just does, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm not explaining shit all the way down to the bone gristle, but if you get what I'm talking about, you just know already. There ain't a whole lot more that I can say. But yeah, just start looking shit up, man. And knowing who these people are out here, knowing who you are. And things like that. Man, I'm riding through the jungles in this elephant, you heard? God damn. This tractor trailer big as fuck. Got me cutting through the motherfucking city, dog. But yeah, man, stay prayed up, man. Stay prayed up. You know what I'm saying? And know that a lot of shit that you've been told in your life from the beginning is a lie. So stay prayed up. Keep doing the best that you can. You know what I'm saying? Have that connection. Eat right. Think right, get outside in nature, raise your DNA up, all that type of shit. I'm gonna get into it some more in other videos, but until next time, I'll holler at y'all, man. Peace.